Okay, I got it. I got it in my little bag of tricks now.
Yeah, that last image I just posted with the emojis and the reaction and all that. I just did that last night. Yeah, that's a new one.
So cute.
Yeah, I love that little Thor's Day thing. Thor riding upon a Pop-Tart cat.
Pop-Tarts.
All right. I got D Live working, just so you know, and but you can start whenever you want because I can cut the beginning off.
Pop-Tart?
Okay, so
Pop-Tart.
we are actually recording and streaming both?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Well, I think we probably should just go ahead and get started.
I'd just like to ask, Pop-Tart, is that like Britney Spears?
Actually, that meme is so old about the Pop-Tart cat, I don't even remember exactly where it came from. Okay, let's go ahead and get rolling. Hello and welcome to Pimp Your Post Thursday, one of the first of the curation shows on Discord. I am the Kitty Girl, your hostess for today's shows. The creator of Pimp Your Post Thursday and founder of the Steam at Ramble, Shadows Pub, is attending to a personal matter today, and we wish her well. For those of you who are new to Pimp Your Post Thursday, we take turns presenting posts. Place the Pimp Your Post Thursday emoji into the text chat to indicate that you wish to be added to the queue, and it will be acknowledged with the Steam at Ramble emoji that looks like a little coffee cup when you were added. You will be called when it is your turn. We prefer that you come onto voice to present your post, but if that is not possible, please type a few lines ahead of time that you can quickly paste into chat with your link. Indicate that you wish to be added presenting to the queue, a post, you are welcome to re-enter the queue if you have another post to present, but please allow others time to get into the queue as well. We also ask that you support the others who are presenting posts with upvotes and or comments. It is only fair if you are getting support that you return the favor to the other presenters. And I would like to begin by sharing a post from Shadows Pub. It is a wonderful post that she wrote the other day. She seldom pimps her own posts, and it is a wonderful post. She's got some good content in here, and if you're afraid of your upvote power dissipating in the next couple of days, definitely just go and leave a comment on her post. I know she would appreciate it. Also, there is a giveaway running in the giveaway channel. All you need to do is to click into the giveaway channel right up above voice chat text. Click the emoji that is running underneath the contest. The giveaway today is brought to you by Life Experienced, a new product where Ethan D. Smith sits down with guests and discuss interesting life events from their past. Available now whenever you download available now wherever you download your podcasts. And it looks like Cross County Travelers is the first person in the queue. So what do you have for us today, Ren?
Well, I've been trying to perfect this question of the day so that I've got it how I want it to be. So for the next, 50 years. So I think I have the style. I'd kind of like a little bit of feedback on it. But, if you guys think it's good, and I can't wait to share it.
Why don't you just go ahead and tell everybody a bit about the question of the day thing for those who haven't heard.
Oh, yeah, totally forgot. I have been wanting to get to know people in this forum better. I love getting the upvotes, and the money doesn't hurt. It's really nice. But the whole thing of this question of the day is to get interaction with people. And so I try to put out a question. I'll talk a little bit about why I'm doing the question, and just really look for those comments and the interaction. And Scott and I talked about it, and we decided that anytime we get a comment, for that very first comment, with the answer, we're going to give an upvote to each person that comments.
That sounds like a great idea, because as Shadows Pub always reminds us at the end of every podcast, it's all about community. That is the biggest thing that we can do, is build a community here. There's so many good people on this platform, and I love all of you guys, and it's wonderful. So, we really need to foster friendships and stuff. It's interesting that you said you were an extremely timid person as a child. You don't seem to have any problems today.
Definitely not. It wasn't timid as in I was afraid to talk to people. It was timid as in being afraid to do anything scary, like ride a roller coaster, go up a big flight of stairs, heights. I was one of the biggest scaredy cats you'd ever meet. And when I turned 42, I decided, you know what? I'm only a third of the way through my life. I might as well go out and enjoy it. And that's what we've been doing. And I've been finding myself sitting on the ledges of some of these giant cliffs. And poor Scott has to be over, because he has to take a photo to prove I've done it. And he has to be somewhere on the edge, somewhere taking a picture of me. So I'm getting him out of his comfort zone too.
Oh, that's really interesting. And I know a lot of it is just environment. When I grew up, I was always, my mother was always, don't climb that tree, you'll fall, and don't do this, you'll get hurt. And so I think she instilled a lot of fear in me about taking risks. And I know she was doing it in the best of interests, and, best of my interests, but still, did you have that kind of experience too?
Yeah, roller coasters, as Bluefin says, are a blast. I'm absolutely terrified of them. And I got on one of the little bitty ones, and I was in tears by the time I got off. So I still won't do roller coasters, but I actually got on one though. I haven't been on a roller coaster since I was 4 or 5 years old. So I got on one. I still don't like the experience. So time to move on to something else.
Interesting. Well, sitting on the edge of a cliff is definitely putting yourself out there. So bravo to you.
So what do you guys think about the way the post looks? Does it look okay? Does it look appealing?
I think it looks okay. It is awfully short, but sometimes you really don't have to say a lot. And I think, fishing for comments there in the at the bottom of the post, you've done a good job there, and I do hope people will comment. Has anybody got any comments or questions for Randy?
I do. So yeah, I think when you're first starting out with something, one of the biggest things that I learned while I was, trying new contests or challenges, or, even the treasure hunt, is one, manage your expectations. Because I always think like, oh, this is great, everybody's going to be involved. And then, a week or two into it, I started to get really discouraged. So realize that there's so many contests going out there. It's not a personal thing that people don't, I think that it's not personal. It's just there's so many things that distract people on Steemit. So definitely don't give up. Just realize that it might be slow in the beginning, and the more that you are consistent, it will probably pick up. And then the second suggestion that I would have is maybe you can't afford to do like, giving away something every day, but maybe something, it's always kind of like tantalizing when you have something that you're giving away. So maybe it would be like a weekly thing, like everybody who comments, maybe there's like a little drawing at the end of the week, and everybody who's commented, all their comments are like one ticket into the drawing or something like that. So it's just it's fun to interact, and eventually you'll probably get people that interact just for the fun of it. But in the beginning, there kind of has to be a little carrot at the end of the stick. It's just the way Steemit is. Community is awesome, but it's there's just so many distractions on Steemit that it's hard to get that consistent following in the very beginning. But I think you're doing a fun thing, and I just don't think you should be discouraged. Just keep trying. And oh, last thing, you were saying that you finally have it the way that you want it, so that it can like stay that way. And I know for branding that's awesome, but never be afraid to like keep tweaking as you go, because that's what keeps it fresh too. So if you see something that needs to be done, don't feel like, oh no, everybody's going to get confused by the way that I've changed the formatting or something. Just find a way to rebrand the new marketing of it. So have fun with it. The end.
Yeah, I figured I'd try just a little bit to see if this was good and go from there. And I really like your suggestion of maybe once a week do a little bit of a giveaway. I can't give away much, but a little bit is all that matters if it's once a week.
Yeah, I think that was good advice Dreams team had. And part of the reason sometimes we don't get as much reaction as we want and comments and on contests and things is there are just so many contests and challenges always going on the platform, and I think sometimes people are overwhelmed. I know one time I was tagged in so many challenges, I had like 4 or 5 at once, where people were wanting me to make a post about such and such, and it took me a few days to kind of get caught up with it all.
Yeah, but it's worth it to be able to get the comments and the interaction. And I know it'll take a while. Hopefully it won't take the 3 years that it's been taking us with Facebook and YouTube. You guys are such a great community, and I'm really hoping that it just is wonderful, picks up real quick. So
I'm pretty sure it will, especially if you keep coming here into Pimp Your Post Thursday.
can't get rid of me unless y'all ban me. So
Awesome.
Thanks a bunch, guys.
Okay, Miss Snook, you are up next. What do you have for us today?
Okay. What did you say to do?
Yeah, she posted the instructions in the text chat, and it'll just shorten your link that you've got in your post a bit if you want to.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You can't stop me. I live on the edge.
That's right, Engine. You better believe it. Thanks, y'all.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Snook. I mean to interrupt you. I just want to say hi. Trying to wake you up.
Coffee.
Snook! I was kidding. The new challenge I'm starting. Awesome. did you find the hardest?
I was going to say something and I completely forgot what it was. So, okay, Engine asks, what do you find the hardest?
That stood out.
Memorable? Wicked easy to remember.
The two most expensive, the two most votes, the two that I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
Gotta play with you a little bit before you start caning me. I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and now I remember what it was I was wanting to say. Yeah, like Snook said, you don't have to wait until you're tagged to do a challenge. Anyone can jump in at any time and do the challenge. So, yeah, go and read her post, give it some upvotes, and then you do the questions yourself. It's a great way to have something good to post.
And you don't even have to do a challenge if you're tagged. I know I have failed a few times when people tag me, and I feel kind of bad about it because I do like to engage. But that is one way to get good engagement is, you know, find a post that is a challenge that you have not been tagged in. Go ahead and join in. Say, hey, I found this on blah 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 blah's blog, and you know, even though they didn't tag me, I'm tagging you, and you.
Absolutely. And then probably, if you're like me, a couple more hours to go back and edit them and change some things. You cheated. Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding. That island in South Antarctica. Oh shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are you awake yet? You're getting there. You're laughing. Good. I'm doing my job.
Okay, thank you, Snook. And it was so good to hear your laugh. Your laugh always makes me want to laugh too. I love it. Okay, next up on the queue is Fracas Grimm. What do you have for us today?
Good morning, you guys. Let me grab that real quick. Merry Thursday, all.
And a Merry Thursday to you, too.
So the guy, John Udiah, wrote this post. Basically, it's announcing that Canna Curate is starting its own version of a radio over there called Greenhouse Radio Online. Our first show will be this Sunday featuring Movement 19. He's a very busy DJ. He makes the circuit. He's all over the place. You guys probably see him in every Discord doing sets. But we're starting this Sunday with his show. Monday, we have a show. It's going to be a Cannabis Curate type show with Blunt Smasher and John Udiah. And then I'm returning with Chronica Coffee this Thursday, 4/20. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
420.
So yeah, that's basically it. We're just trying to create more involvement in the Discord over there at Canna Curate. So we're going to have some live shows. We're going to have music going on in between shows, kind of copying but not cut and pasting the other things we've seen around here in the Discord and Steemit, just kind of giving it our own flavor. So you guys please come check it out.
That is awesome. And if you would like to drop a link to the Discord in the chat, that would be awesome. You probably got it in your post, though, don't you?
It should be in the post, but I don't mind grabbing something.
Okay, that would be awesome. Yeah, Movement 19 is pretty good with coming up with the music. He's posted quite a number of podcasts in the past, and he does a decent job of it.
He's probably one of the most active steamers / DJs persons I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So yeah, go give this post a little bit of love and check out the Canna Curate server. Even if you're not into cannabis, go there for the music, or whatever. Okay, are there any questions or comments for Paracus Grant? No questions or comments, huh?
That's all right. I thank you guys. It's always a pleasure coming and hanging out. I'll be sticking around, listen to the rest of the posts. You guys come on down. We don't do just cannabis. That is obviously what we love, but it's more than just that.
Fantastic. Always good to see you here, Paracus. Okay, next up on the queue is Bluefin Studios. What do you have to dazzle us with today?
We will be dazzled.
I totally was not paying attention. So I dropped a link for a little bit of a post about what happened to Steemit a few days ago. I'm sure one or two of you may have noticed that Steemit had a rough day. And this is sort of a big thank you to the witnesses far and wide who all pulled together to really come back and correct in a rather quick way, and working as a group, how correct the big problem that we ran into. It was a tiny little error, but it just takes a while to get through all that code and get Steemit back up and running. And then for each of them, they had a lot of work individually to go back and deal with getting there. Each individual, one of their own witness servers and their own RPC nodes back up and running. It was quite a lot of work, and a big kudos to all the witnesses out there in the Steemit world.
I'm still having trouble because I was on 19.6 and they...
Oh, so you went up.
They switched everything to the app base now, so the 19.6 won't work. So I had to turn, I'm just now doing the replay, and I got with Coffee, and he gave me some notes and tips and pointers, so I'll be giving him a big thank you here soon enough. So hopefully I got everything worked out. But yeah, I'm going on like 3 days inactive. And I'm sorry, I'm trying. I did all I could on my own, and I had to reach out for some help. Coffee was there, so if y'all don't have a vote on him, please go vote for him because he's a hell of a dude.
Yeah, the witnesses do so much for us, and sadly, I think they're taken for granted most of the time until something happens. And then we realize, oh my gosh, that's what they do. So, yeah, it's good to call attention to them, and I think they all deserve a big pat on the back.
They do too. Some of them come off with some stuff really quick to
Or a
get things back.
little
in
extra
line.
special pat somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah, posts like this are always welcome, Bluefin. Thank you for doing that.
It looks like Jack. Oh. Brr.
Yeah, I like activist blogs comment in the chat there. Thanks for hashing blocks or whatever it is that you do, spending money so we can do this Steam thing. Yeah, that is appreciated. All of the work and money that you've got sunk into your server. Okay, thank
Definitely
you,
some money because with the
Bluefin.
price of Steam right now, anybody under like rank 60 is, barely breaking even and actually paying into the pot, so to speak. Getting better.
Yeah. And with the price of Steam low, if anybody's got a couple extra bucks hanging around that they want to invest in Steam, it's a good time to buy. Definitely. Let's see, what is the current price? Looks like 79 cents for Steam, 98 cents for a SBD. Okay, next up is the Hive. What do you have for us, Mr. Busy Bee?
Howdy. Well, this post is me look at Steam over the last 8 months or so. Basically, all the things that I hear people say is wrong with society. There's something is wrong with society, and I tend to agree with them on those points. I've basically just recapped and I've listed them all in this post.
That was a pretty short presentation. You don't have anything else to add?
I read part of that last night while I was trying to get my witness back situated. It was pretty interesting.
I'm not really sure what more to add. It goes through different things like the government, banks, military, and I just do a brief caption on each of the top or of the items in it. I just do a brief caption on at the end. I'm planning to do a individual post for each one, like government, banks, and whatever. But those individual posts are a bit longer, and to do them all in one post, it would be a really, really long read.
Well, you do have quite a long list there of places where something is wrong in our society, and it is a good reminder about how complex our society is. We've got so many different factors that are contributing to our everyday life. It is absolutely amazing. I wonder anything works, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm not going at it on a conspiracy theory thing. It's just the way society is set up that things work out to give the advantage to the same people all the time, I think. Whether it was designed purposefully that way, that's a different topic altogether. So I'm avoiding the conspiracy and I'm just listing the things that are wrong and going through them. Personally, I believe it's an integrated system that kind of complements each other, where it restricts benefits to a few people or the majority of benefit to a few people.
One thing I want to give you props on, Jen, is your formatting. At least for me, some people have their preferences, but it's gotten a lot cleaner. I noticed you've definitely been taking some pointers from somebody out there. They look real good.
I'll give Penderis the credit for that. He just gives me writing on how to format. He just gives me writing tips now and again.
Well, good on you, Penderis.
Pendaris is awesome.
Well, does anybody have any comments or questions for Jan?
It's a delicate topic. It go on for hours.
You get into a whole bunch there. This is something you can expand on for many posts to come, because your list of where something is wrong is pretty long, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think it's long. I just think it's the tip of the iceberg, to be honest with you. There'll be, in all of those things, there's subsections and a subsection and a subsection again.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure you can elaborate quite a bit.
Well, it's kind of like with the government, there's many things where it fails, and then with banks, there's many things where they fail. Military fails in so many ways, and it's like you say, there is more. I am planning on doing the next ones. I have one already done for government. I have done one for them, and I'll pimp that one later on tonight.
You don't think there's any bribery in education to teach, like, certain curriculums? I noticed the other one, that's the only one that didn't have bribery as a topic or touch point.
Yeah, I do think so. I don't think it's as I think the restriction on knowledge is more prevalent in that situation, and that if that same information was freely available, say on the internet, where you don't have to go and pay $300 for this information or something, and then any information you do want is a few $100s in each site, and it becomes very expensive. When the knowledge is there, I don't see why it's not just put out there like 1 on 1 is 2. Well, why is more advanced knowledge just not there for us to learn from too, without having to pay this expense?
That I think the hardest thing is not everybody can just read and learn something. People learn in different methods. And so a good teacher is not just somebody who puts out a bunch of text and lets the student read. There are many more levels to teaching.
Yeah, I do find that when you're put in the classroom, you're just put there and facts are just thrown at you all the time. Or with that information freely available, I think that negates the bribery. So I didn't really think bribery was a thing too prevalent in the education system so far. Whereas bribery in the other things is going to be a lot harder to filter out.
Well, there's definitely a lot in this post to give us pause to think, and a lot in this post to give you fuel for future posts. So that's really awesome. Bravo to you for all of the thinking that you've done. Definitely. Does anybody have any questions or comments for the Hive? Well, there's definitely a lot in this post to give us pause to think, and a lot in this post to give you. Okay, if not, we're ready to move along to our resident Firefly, Captain Dreamsteam.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope you're off to a good footing there.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Your volume is a lot lower than normal this morning, Dreamy.
Are you in a corner somewhere?
Is it better now?
Oh, yes, much better.
Okay, I just have these wacky headphones. I really need a new set. But okay, so this is our second edition of the Welcome Wagon Weekly Digest. And Anitu just took this upon himself to start doing. And he is, like in real life, a designer. And you can tell by the post. It is just beautiful. I mean, talk about beautiful formatting. He's got it down. Every day he does something a little bit different with his own posts and adds new things in and creates just whole themes with his posts. It's beautiful. So this theme for this week is fun. Beautiful. And he just selects people who are supporters of Welcome Wagon or graduates, alumni, and newbies. And he usually has about 6 or 7 posts that he puts in there. And he did a great job again this week, just highlighting the Welcome Wagon people. So if you go to this one, you'll be supporting multiple people. So go ahead and give this some love. The end.
The end.
The end.
Well, it's pretty awesome. And just getting down through the post, I notice a lot of names I recognize. You have Wings and other people that come into Pimp Your Post Thursday. But I also see Life's a Circus. That's somebody that Shadows Pub met at the Steam It Creators Conference recently. So she's in the Welcome Wagon too now, huh?
Yes, she is. She came highly recommended by Shadows. So we went to her post and shadowed her and just fell in love with her. So she is on the wagon this week and she'll be graduating on Saturday. So we've been having a lot of fun with her. And our second one is Audrey Bitts, and she's also in there. So it's nice that he takes the time to give the newbies a little, spotlight. Because we all know, when you're new, it's really hard to start creating that community. So they're really fun. I love what he's doing. I think he's doing a fantastic job.
I totally agree. Looking at this post, it is formatted very beautifully, and it is wonderful to highlight the people that he did like that. That is fabulous. Well, has anybody got anything to ask or comment on regarding this post?
If he was here, I'd give him a virtual and vocal pat on the back, because, yeah, it does look pretty good. Not gonna lie. Tell him I said so if I don't get to him.
I certainly will. And I think the really nice thing is he wanted to make it look like a magazine, and I think that's exactly what it looks like. It's just it makes you want to scroll through. It's just pretty.
Yeah,
and
that's really nice.
Yeah, it's just that is really one of the highlights of when you go through a post or your feed or something. Obviously, we're so visual. Those pretty, posts are going to stand out and then draw you in. And he did such a good job of making it like a magazine. I just feel like I'm flipping through pages when I'm looking at it. Really, really good. Yeah,
normally we've had a new two come into the Pimp Your Post a couple of times. I wonder where he is today.
He's in Malta, so I think he tries to come to the evening show.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he's in the Mediterranean area. Okay.
I thought, I might be wrong, but I thought I had heard something about a spa day, but maybe that's not right.
Shit, I wish I was at the spa.
We're just ignoring you, Blue.
I want to go to a spa day.
Back rub.
Blue is holding his own spa day.
I want one.
Blue's is instigator this morning.
Right?
So Evening Art says you're giving out free massages, Blue?
Well, why not? I can only do 2 at a time, though. I only have 2 hands.
Sign me up.
I will have to see if I have a...
I'll be on the other side.
Yeah, it means no clear. You can one on one side, one on the other.
I don't think we'd relax very much, though.
Yeah.
We'd be laughing the whole time.
We'd all be laughing.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that presentation. It's awesome. And next up, we have someone who's been absent for a bit, Activist Blog. Why don't you come on the mic first and tell us what you've been up to recently, and then present your post for us. Activist blog, are you there? Awesome. Yeah, tell us where you've been the last. I know you work away from home a good bit. You travel a lot, but what else have you been into?
Hey there, folks. I've actually been around. I live here in Corvallis, Oregon, home of the Oregon State University Beavers, and just been spending time between here and Eugene. I've got family down there, so I just haven't really been active on Steemit because I have a pretty big following over on the evil Zuckerberg of Doom. So yeah, I've been wasting my time over there, but for the sake of people who actually care about what I have to say. And anyway, so here I am back, and I appreciate you remembering me, and I really do love this group and what you guys put together. So this video is from my new profile that I started. I'm doing a profile that is video only. So I'll just be posting videos on my activist blog profile, and be posting written blogs on my Tawasi profile. So anyway, give my video a watch, give it a listen, and give me some feedback. Let me know what you think, because I'm trying to do more DLive videos and support the DLive platform, and appreciate you guys giving some feedback.
Do you want to give us a little bit more information about what the video is about?
Sure. This video, I just talk a little bit about how society in the U.S. really supports rape culture, and just help folks understand a little bit about how police, prosecutors, and the media act in concert to cover up for one another. Because prosecutors decide whether to bring charges or not. So if you have been raped and you go to a prosecutor and ask them to charge your rapist, they get to decide whether that person's a criminal or not. So if there's no charges brought, then you end up in the category of making false charges, which is really a horrible miscarriage of justice. But anyway, the video kind of talks a little bit about rape culture and how it's ingrained in society here in the USA.
Yeah, that's a very meaty topic for sure, and something that I think all of us who live in the U.S. need to be aware of what's going on out there. And definitely appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Any comments or questions for Activist Blog?
Just wanted to say, glad to see you active on Steam again, and we've really missed you. Appreciate you coming back to visit.
Thanks, Sarge. I really appreciate everything you guys do over here.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Activist, and it's good to see you back. And next up in the queue is Ingenuity. What do you have for us today, Ingen?
Some awareness. This post spawned from two different things. One, the recent activity, people don't really know what witnesses do and why they're so important until they're all like, oh no, there's no more Steemit, what's wrong? And then all these witnesses get together, like you said earlier, and hash things out and make it work again. And this was also a partial request from Rhonda for the new word drill to explain witnesses. And obviously there'll be a few things stripped out from it because I get a little, hoity-toity, I don't know, that's not a good word, but self-aggrandized, whatever you want to call it, towards the end. They're like, ooh, vote for me. No, not really. You can vote for anybody you want. There's you get 30 votes, it's not about, go vote for me kind of thing. It's just to get people out there. In fact, I don't think I name any specific witness in that post, aside from myself, but yeah, I go into the different classifications of witnesses that I've come across, which is you have your devs, and you got your investors, and you got your community-based people, and then you got your social witnesses. For those that know me, I already know which class I fall into, because I'm right here, right now, talking to you. I ain't afraid to get on mic, carouse with everybody. I like having fun. I like being social. If I was a butterfly, I would be a social butterfly. Ha ha ha. But yes. If you have any questions about what witnesses do or the way I see them, then by all means go check that out.
So how long have you been a witness, Engine? I can't remember.
It was right about the middle or end of January. It was after Christmas, but before Valentine's Day. I know that. Somewhere in that area. I'm pretty sure it was the middle of January. So about half of a little... Yeah, right about half of my student career, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I'm pretty new compared to a lot of the other witnesses you see. I'm still learning a lot every day, especially this week. Wow, definitely threw me for a loop.
It seems like you've been doing it much longer than that, but. Yeah, you are very involved with it. It's really awesome to see how you engage with other people, and I think you're doing a fantastic job. And I do hope everyone in here will consider voting Ingenuity for a witness. Definitely, he's a good one.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that.
This was really informative post for people that don't know anything like me.
Yeah, try not to get, too technical, because that turns a lot of people off, especially, newer STEAM peeps that, they may not be devs and they might not understand different coding languages. And I know a lot of the witness chats that I've gone to, it starts getting into that type of jargon, and I can see people getting disinterested. So I hope that, this keeps it on an even keel so people can go through it and understand it well enough.
I read it all the way through and didn't glaze over, so that says a lot.
Excellent.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, and there is so much to learn about the witnesses and what they do. It's not a simple task, definitely. I mean, when you consider that there's the regular nodes that keep the blockchain up and running, there's the price feeds, there are the RPC nodes, and so forth and so on. It can get really complicated and crazy, definitely.
Oh my gosh, I've had to rewrite basically my whole configuration over the past couple of days. It's been just horrible, but it's, like I said, a learning experience.
Okay, has anyone got any questions or comments for Ingenuity before we move on?
Moving on then.
Okay, moving on then.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we have a first-time presenter here today, Mango Juice,
Oh, she is
okay, here we
ready.
go. There we go. And I think this is a guy from India who is brand new to us, doesn't have a mic, so I'm going to read the text. I want to introduce you all to a nice initiative that will give you more exposure, more friends to communicate with, and also lifetime upvotes for free. Steam Basic Income is a community that runs various types of contests and giveaways that you'll enjoy to participate. While earning some SBI shares, oops, the text moved. While earning some SBI shares, which will give you lifetime upvotes free of cost, today I've participated in one of their contests. That is to thank someone who've helped you a lot. This is the post. Hope you will like it. So for those who don't know about Steam Basic Income, go read the post and give Mango Juice a little bit of love there. And Mango Juice, you have earned your role of, I don't know if I can do it right. Oh, somebody else has already got it. Thank you. Probably Bluefin or Engine. Okay, thank you for doing that. You've earned your Pimp Your Post Thursday attendee role. Awesome.
And if you haven't joined the giveaway for SBI, you should. Sorry, Bruce.
Yeah, that was a good segue. Thank you for reminding us about that. Yeah, the giveaway channel right up above voice text chat. Just click the little icon under the challenge or the contest, and you have a chance to win. Thank you, Snook.
I'm not sure I entirely agree with the lifetime upvotes for free, because the way I understand SBI is someone has to purchase a share for you, or you purchase a share for someone else and get a share yourself. So, that being said, it's kind of a pay it forward, not necessarily free. I don't think anything in life is free, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Well, so
Yeah, good.
it is not free. It could be free to you if somebody else sponsors you. But there is somebody paying, and basically what Engine is saying is it's really pay it forward is a better way to say it. So yeah, totally agree. But it's an awesome contest you're doing there. I appreciate it.
Yes, and SBI is a good thing for sure, I think.
I agree, Kitty.
Okay, next up on the list is Sarge. What do you have for us today, Sarge?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was typing a reply to Mango Juice, but let me jump over here and get this real quick.
Hey,
Okay, no problem.
Yesterday was National Talk Like a Pirate Day, Sarge, so you have to, since I didn't see you yesterday, you have to present it all in pirate talk.
Well, yesterday was Yom Kippur, so Yom Kippur is a big holiday in my faith, so we don't really do much. But I did play poker, so, you don't tell the rabbi, I won't.
Just so you know, Mr. Spacely sent 15 hearts to us.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Spacely. What does that mean that he sent 15 hearts?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's a lot of hearts.
It's a lot of heart, though.
Well, now I have to change that because I didn't get no picture and I put the wrong thing in there. Hang on.
Now you're acting like me.
Yeah, I'll be glad when the Steam Peak devs get it to where the pictures will show up when we post a link in Discord. That is on their list of things to do.
Well, it wasn't much of a picture anyway. It just that little thing there. Laughter is the best medicine. But what we have here, talking earlier about contests, we have a contest that Gastronome, otherwise known as Sciento, is hosting on Steam. But I've had no entries, so it has been very sad. And we're on day 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this contest again. I made some modification to the rules, but if you already follow the people that I ask you follow, you don't have to refollow, because I don't think you're going to refollow anyway. But I have one gold card. I was never hepped up on Steam Monsters or anything, but it's the big thing. It's all the rage on Steam. So I got a case of the FOMO and said, well, I'm going to get in on Steam Monsters, and got a gold card. I said, well, I can promote some folks, and maybe people will jump on this gold card. It's an alpha card. It's not a beta card. And if you don't know what that means, you might not want to bother with the contest anyway. So, yeah, but I'm giving away a gold card. The rules are pretty easy. I just asked if people make a post about, people that they consider team good, either a group of people or maybe one thing or initiative or something like that. It's just a little push to post. If if you know what I mean. That is all. Arr.
You say the post is on day 6, Sarge, and you say you're revamping it. So are you going to put the same contest out again for us to do?
Yeah, it's going to be the exact same contest, but I'm not going to copy and paste because then Cheetah will come with her smarty pants and say, I have seen similar content on Sergeant Dan's blog, and it's the exact same post. So, of course, I'm going to have to make a new post and just continue the contest for another week.
Make sure to let us know in the chat when you have a new post out.
Yeah, please.
Well, I should have it done before the evening session. I mean, if you're all going to participate in the evening session. But, anybody can enter, and it's just giving away this gold. It's Cobalt Miner. If you're looking at the post, I got a picture. And it was because of What's Up. I don't know if y'all saw, but What's Up, I don't know if it was a contest or what it was, but she had these, everything looks better with Ned's hair. Snook got in on it, and matter of fact, I had a picture of Jack Miller on my little limerick I wrote, and she put Ned's hair on Jack Miller's head, and I thought that was pretty funny. But if you haven't checked that out, that's, even though I think that post is past payout and everything, but it's pretty hilarious. Ask Snook about it. It's so funny. All the people that did that, putting Ned's hair on all different sorts of things.
Yeah, Ned's hair has shown up in a lot of interesting places.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah, I like the picture of Ingenuity and Papa Pepper the other day, both sporting Ned's hair.
That's pretty funny.
Is that what that was? That was funny, guys.
Well, they had Ned's hair on Trump. They had it on Putin. I think I'm the first one to put it on Putin because I didn't want to. They already had enough of them on Trump, so I put hair on Putin.
I think it looked good on Cork.
Yeah, that did crack me up.
That was pretty funny. Cork's response to Ron DeKay was not very nice, though.
Yeah, it was still funny and it was still look good. We probably all would have that same reaction if it was our picture there with Ned's hair on it. So
I played with the idea of taking a selfie of myself with Ned's hair. I think that would definitely be different.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Sarge. Okay, next up in the queue is Snook. What do you have for us this time?
I have Ned's hair.
Oh my goodness, are you serious? Ned's hair, we just talked about it?
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. I'm like... So I had a lot of fun doing this post, and it pretty much wrote itself. And I mean, you can just look at the pictures and laugh, and you can read the words and look at the pictures. It's, yeah.
Did you see in the comments, I don't know if it was intentional, but the comedy open mic dude, what did he say? That it was like he was making a crack at your pants are optional. Did you see that?
No, what?
It cracked me the fuck up, man. Hang on, I'll see.
Would they use, I don't know, all of a sudden they started using the pants are optional tag, and I made a comment to him saying that you do know I do a which of course they didn't, but I'm like, well, you do know I do a podcast called Pants Are Optional. Because they didn't used to use that tag.
Yeah, it says, this will determine your ultimate position when the results are tallied. That being said, you are free to adopt any position you wish. We can recommend pantsless with beer in hand. So that cracked me up because I thought maybe they had stumbled across some of your Pants Are Optional
No, I don't.
posts or something.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they just somebody, for whatever reason, because they use it in other posts, or the tags now. So, but which I don't mind because if people click on it, my show shows up.
Right?
Yeah.
Trying to commandeer your tag. Man.
Well, yeah.
Go better talk to Roland than Osbit.
Yeah. Well,
Come on,
yeah.
come on.
Trying to get you can try to get a hold
Y'all
of.
got like what? Four witness servers between you, and now you're trying to take people's tags. Come
Right,
on, man.
exactly. Well, you go take care of that. I'll send you.
All right.
Just
I ain't scared.
yeah. Just post that picture of you with the ring.
Right?
Yeah.
And Ned's hair.
Yeah. And then Ned's hair afterwards. Yeah. But anyway, so this is me playing with GIMP. Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. And it just so happened that what's up? There was 6 days left on her post. And so I put it in her comments and then did it for the comedy open mic too. So.
Hey, yo, you tell me what's up, I tell you what's up.
Well, I don't know her. I've heard of her. I don't know her.
She's pretty into fighting the spam on Steam. That's how I ran into her.
Oh,
initially.
okay. Well, yeah, that's probably why I don't.
Yeah, because you're not a spammer. That's a good thing you haven't run into her.
Well, I'm thinking. As soon as you said that, it's probably a really good thing. But anyway, so that was my fun post that I had a lot of fun with.
For those of you who are new to PYPT, there is right above the voice chat text, there is a giveaway. If you click in there and click the little icon, there's only a few minutes left to get in on the giveaway. And just because these are the rules, you have to be present here and listening in order to win. So you can't just click and then run away.
Mr.
Sorry, Snook. Sorry.
Alright, fine.
Wake up.
I said it once. I thought that was more than enough. To be fair. No, go click.
Wait, I wonder if my admin privileges get me the ability to unclick people. Hold on, let me try something.
Don't you dare.
Oh, Snook, you might need to re-click again.
Did you really?
No.
Oh. Knowing you would.
Oh, Bluefin is so bad, isn't he?
He is. He would unclick.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Snook. And next up in the queue, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but it looks like Rezonul Vibes. Are you with us?
Rich Al Ghul.
Hello.
And if I'm mispronouncing your name, please correct me.
No, you're right. Regional vibes. You said it correctly. So this is my post. The title of my post: What can you do to break your bad habits? So I write some things that you can, if you follow, it will be easier for you to break your bad habit or incorporate some good habits. So if you want to break your bad habits, you can follow something step by step. First, define your why to break your bad habits. You want to break your bad habits, so you have to know why you want to do that. Then identify the triggers. What motivates you? What's the trigger for that you're doing that? So identify the triggers, then practice mindfulness. So be aware of the situation, what you are doing. Because our habit, we do it unconsciously. We do it like an autopilot. So if you are aware of the situation, you can take a step. Then next, I said, take a small step to break your bad habits. Of course, if you want to change everything at once, you cannot do that. So break it down into small steps, then do that one after another. And another thing you can do, replace your bad habits. It's easier. You can replace your bad habits with something good one or a better one. Last but not least, reward yourself. When you are successful breaking one bad habit, give yourself a reward that will motivate you to embrace good habits and break those bad habits again. That's all. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. And it is so good to see another positive post on the blockchain. We definitely need more positivity, more encouragement. It's awesome. So thank you for this. Do you have something to say?
I have a question. Whereabouts are you from?
Yes.
Where are you from, buddy?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Awesome. I'm gonna drop a couple names in the chat here. I want you to look them up and engage with them a little bit. They'll be able to help you get some more exposure. Tell them Wadey said you're a good guy.
Yeah, I've actually known a couple of people from Bangladesh, not in real life and not on the Steem blockchain, but back in the old days of the Blue site, which I won't even say the name. But yeah, they were good people, and I enjoyed interacting with them. It's fantastic. And I love it how there's people on the blockchain from all over the world. We get to see different countries that we'll probably never be able to visit. We get to learn about other cultures. I think it is fantastic. But yeah, this is a really good post, Rezo Null Vibes. I'm so glad to see, like I said, another positive post on the blockchain. So thank you for this, definitely.
I like how you mentioned the triggers, because a lot of people, with their habits, especially bad ones, they don't, it's called a habit for a reason. They just automatically go into that, and they don't even think about the things that turn on that little switch in their brain that forces them or prompts them to do said bad habit. So yeah, that's a good one here, buddy.
Or you could just not have any bad habits.
Yeah,
right.
I just wanted to mention Razul. Is that how you pronounce it?
You can call me Rez. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just a country boy. I like simple names. Raz, I just wanted to say that your formatting, a lot of people like that. It draws people in, and your formatting of your post is just awesome. It just makes it so much easier to read. And a lot of people don't realize that when you format your posts and you've got real nice amount of white space in there, and you complement your text with the pictures, and it's nice. It makes it very easy to read, very easy to look at. And I just wanted to comment on that and say you put that post together really nice, and and of course the content was very good as well. So kudos to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely good feedback. Thank you, Sarge. Anybody else have anything else to comment or ask a question on?
I went to go look for you. I was like, where did
So
she
in
leave?
yoga, there's this word called samskara, and it's literally a track, like a rut that
Oh,
you get
okay.
stuck in.
Do you
And
want a jacket?
I really like the replacing your habits with
Oh,
something else, because
oh, okay.
it's like you
Because it's pretty cool
you
outside.
create a new track. You create yourself a new
Okay.
rut, so to speak. But if you do it mindfully and you choose it, then it's a different samskara, and it's not necessarily a negative thing.
Okay.
So true, Katrina. One more thing, Rizona. What prompted you to write this particular article? Are you like a psychiatrist, psychologist? Have you done studies on habits, or?
Actually, we all have some habits that we want to change. So I just make a research what we can do to change those things, because it's practical. We want to change some habit or incorporate new things. So I am interested to know that, and after doing some research, I wrote that post.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Shut up, Katrina.
Oh, he can't. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes, he can.
I'm
He
just
can.
kidding. I'm just
He
kidding.
can. Go click.
You don't understand, Sean. I'm just being an ass.
I'm just trying to be nice and helpful over here.
That's what you get.
I'm just trying to figure this all out.
Just click on the little icon at the bottom underneath it. The streamers.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I was trying to, says I was unauthorized to post in that channel.
Oh, you just click on the little emoji underneath it.
Yeah, you can't actually post in the channel, but you should be able to
sorry.
click on the emoji.
Brain fart.
We forgive you.
Okay, we've all been there. You should have seen me trying to get it.
Really? You're adding more people? Don't help them. Don't help at all.
It's all your fault, Bluefin.
Too late.
Well, thank you so much, Rez. And let's move on. The Hive, you're up again. What do you have for us this time?
Be just a second while I grab the link because I grabbed the wrong one.
No problem.
I was wondering where you've been, you have wings. You haven't been hanging out in chat.
Well, this is basically a follow-up to the previous post on government, and I titled it "The Wrong Government," basically meaning that the way government runs is wrong. I'll basically go down through the list of finances and where I see things are possibly flawed with government and expand on them.
Do you see problems with all systems of government, or do you think it's mostly the Western system of government, or what?
Yeah, I do. I believe a government should be a combination of them all, that there isn't one. Probably the correct way would be having parts of all government brought together to form a government, instead of being extreme to one side or extreme to another side. Like capitalism, I don't think works for the benefit of everybody when that's the only thing that's there. And the same with communism or any other ism or ist. You need a combination of the best from all of them to make things work properly for everybody, I think. I do also at the end of that post kind of related to Steam and Steam it, in that, are we doing anything different with crypto other than creating the same systems again where it's the same few people who will gain the biggest profits?
Well, that's a pretty deep question, and definitely one we need to consider, because if we're just recreating the same system, in crypto that we've had in fiat, we're going to end up with the same problem. It's good.
And
No, it's not.
that's somewhere where I see the direction of crypto is actually going, and I don't think anybody's taking much notice.
Well,
Did
you
you
know,
have something to say? Katrina, I saw you light up. Did you want to say something?
I just was a little snarky and said, yeah, let's not create all those problems again, because I think everybody in this room's pretty fucking sick of them.
Like what? Moving forward? Or
No,
are we backtracking?
all the issues with government and being focused on money instead of people, you know? Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, money out of politics. Reverse Citizens United. That was my first blog. I come from a poli-sci background, so that is very near and dear to my heart. And, you know, they say democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others that were tried, so.
Right.
Well, and I definitely agree with one thing you said, Jan. We need to not concentrate on one thing, but try to meld all things together. I don't think any one religion or any one government or any one society or whatever has got all the answers, you know. And if we, you know, it's kind of like with politics, you know, if you drive too far to one side of the road, you're going to drive off the left side of the road. If you drive too far to the right, you're going to drive off the right side of the road. The safest place to be is in the middle. And I think that's a good, you know, where we can compromise and get along. And I think, you know, we're going to fare better that way. But, you know, if we were to take some of the good aspects of all the governments on the earth and put them together, you know, we might have the ideal. But,
well, and
of
we
course,
sort
humans
of
will
do,
probably
you
never
know.
do that.
Well, I think we do. I mean, you know, straight democratic republic, you know, isn't the same as some of the more socialistic aspects of our government. You know, for at one point in this country, if you weren't covered by the fire department, they just let your house burn down. But eventually they realized, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Let's not let the whole goddamn town burn up. And, you know, we invented a little bit of a socialist fire department. I mean, so we kind of do borrow from here and there. But, you know, that's just my opinion.
Can Activist Blog said something up here that was really nice.
Middle of the road, huh, Blue? Yes, he did. Go ahead, say it.
A grandmother once told me that if everyone was just nice to the people within 200 feet of each other, the world would change. I think government is only needed because people are mean to each other. And I think that, just to expand on that, government is needed to help us organize ourselves. I do think it serves a purpose in that way, but I think it's needed that the laws and control aspect of the government, I think, is only there because we're under the illusion that we're all separate, and being mean to each other is okay.
Or human nature, however you want to look at it.
Well, that's true too, for sure. But why is it human nature? Is it conditioned, or is that an animal instinct?
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Well, you see, government policies are enforced as well as a mechanism for determining policy. That's part of a quote that I put in there, and then I'll have to go edit because I didn't put the name in. Or the thing is, it's a mechanism. What happens in reality is government does determine. They don't act as the mechanism. The mechanism that should work is that we as people have a vote and we say, and government enforce them policies that the people decide want enforced. What happens right now is government decide we can benefit from this, let's make a policy. We don't consult the people, we just make the policy. And that's what's wrong.
Yeah, I guess I'm with the kitty girl, but we're around the same age too. I mean, when I was younger, I used to be very one way, either black or white, right or left. But as I've gotten older, the older I get, the more, I guess, I don't like a label stuck on me, but I guess you could say a centrist. Government, to me, the reason we have to have it, all you got to do is look at a youngin'. And I've never had any youngins, but I've been around a lot of nephews, nieces, grandnephews, grandnieces. I ain't never had to teach them to be bad, but I've had to teach them how to share. I've had to teach them how to tell the truth. I've had to teach them these different things along with their mama and their grandma, my younger sister. And, it boils down to human nature. And, yeah, I do believe we need government. And just like they said, democracy sucks. Our democracy sucks. And it's worth fighting for the things that are wrong. But this is pretty much, I think, the best that we've come up with for right now.
Hear, hear.
Well, thank you very much, Jan, for another thought-provoking post, and I hope everyone will get out there and post some comments on this post and get a conversation started. I think it'd be awesome. So let's move on now to Katrina Ariel. What do you have for us today?
Okay.
I've been posting so much, it's hard to decide.
I think you gave
That's
us the title
not
of
what
your
I meant
post,
to copy.
yes?
Hang
Yeah,
on a
we're
second.
expecting
I know
a
that
little
post,
bit.
though. It's a good one.
Try that. This was like the sweetest moment. Oh, this horse. This is Jax. He's one of my favorites in this particular herd that I go and see. And the property that I did this walk on is my friend's land. And she's my sanity, and her land helps a lot too. But I did this for Wednesday walk. I wrote it on a Monday because I can't get my shit together enough to post things on certain days, apparently. And I've been meaning to do Wednesday walk, which is from Tattooed Jay. He started it. Yeah, you have wings. He's kissable. This is definitely a kissable horse. He's so sweet. But when I went for this walk, it was not quite raining yet, and all the horses were sleepy. They were having their afternoon nap or something. And I went over to say hi to him, and he's like, "Hi, oh, I like you a lot. Yeah, can you keep doing that stroking thing. Please keep doing that." And he started making the really happy horse noises, which is like, it cracked me up because he couldn't open his eyes. He was so happy, but he didn't want me to go away because he kept leaning into it. Then I stayed there for a while, and then I took a walk accompanied by one of my friend's dogs, which is always nice to have a dog around, especially since a cougar seems to have gotten one of the goats on her property recently. But there's a song in there that I tend to... Was he part of the horse? Well, this horse was retired from the racetrack, but he's quite young. So he's just used to having people around, and his owner hasn't had as much time this summer as she usually does for him. So I think he's sort of part cat in that he really likes having attention from people. But anyway, there's a song in the post, because what I do is I walk in the woods and I sing and I make up songs. So that's there too. This is a joyful one.
He does seem to enjoy the attention.
I do too, though. So it was mutual.
Yeah. He seems to really be enjoying. What's his name?
That's Jax.
Jax.
Well, Crimson, that's my excuse for singing in the forest, is to keep away the bears and whatever else might be out there. But I don't know. I don't know about better or worse at singing. If you enjoy it, if it feels good, then that's a good thing. Yes, horses are excellent therapy for PTSD. Don't you do that too, Sarge?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I just made a comment on your post after upvoting it because, I mean, I just love horses, dogs and horses. I can't figure out which one is my favorite because both are so affectionate. For anyone that's never been around horses, and they all, I think horses more so than dogs, they have very distinct personalities and they're funny. They have a sense of humor. I used to do it out in California, and then my sister found a place that's about 10 minutes from where I live, where they provide equestrian therapy for combat veterans, and I go there every weekend, and it's nice because they provide it for free. There's no cost. They also deal with children with problems and stuff, and it's just. They're just fascinating. Horses are just fascinating individuals.
They really are. I'm so glad to hear that access is free. That is so important. And man, I would like to see every veteran have access to that. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to try to save up some money. I've been saving up a little bit. Because I want to give them a donation because it's done so much to help me. That and a little weed, it's done a lot to help me. It keeps me calm. My sister always comments. She said, "You're so calm and happy on Wednesdays after you come back from there." And the neat thing is they have little miniatures. There's 2 little miniatures they got there. They're kind of neat. They'll always come running over. I don't know if they smell me or see me, and then they'll look out their little what is it? Not the paddock, but where they keep them at, like their own little rooms there and there.
In the barn.
Stable.
Yeah, in their stables, in their little, and they'll come and run because there's bars there, and they can stick their head out and stuff, and I'll go by and pet all of them and talk to them, and it's really nice. It's really, really nice.
Well, Sarge, I know you're here because you've been talking. You want to share of SBI, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Another SBI.
And then Ren, Cross County Travelers, are you with us in the chat?
Really? Yeah. Hi, Stimpy. Hi, Stimpy. How are you?
Any better this morning?
Yes, you have won the other share of the SBI in the giveaway.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
Well, just thank Ethan D. Smith. He's the one who donated the SBI for today's contest. That's really awesome.
Yay! I like that guy.
And thank you, Dreamsteam, for calling that to my attention that the giveaway had ended. I appreciate that. I love all of the support and help I'm getting in here today. Snook for doing the recording and streaming us to DLive, for Bluefin helping with the queue, for Sarge maintaining his list of all the posts. It's and Dreamsteam with the giveaway. Yeah, every little bit of help is appreciated. So thank you so much.
Yes, pats on the back around the house, peoples.
Teamwork.
We all hope Shadow is getting along just fine.
I have to say, this is easily the best PYPT I have been to all day today.
Aw, what a thing to say.
And also, we must give much thanks to all of our PYPT audience on DLive, and also those that are in the chat and the text, because without you, there would be no PYPT.
Man, I always forget that this is like on.
Yeah, thank
DLive.
you for
Hey,
mentioning
what's
that,
up,
Sarge.
DLive
That's
people?
a good point. And I meant to say hello to the DLive people a while ago, and I never did. So, hello, DLive people!
You think if we say DLive enough times, I'll drop a vote on it? DLive, DLive, DLive.
They
Like a
never-
listening bot or something?
They never do. They never do.
Okay, so moving right along, Activist Blog, you are up next in the queue. What do you have for us this time?
So, thanks again for doing this show. I really love it. This post is in line with a lot of the other stuff that I've written, if you're familiar with my blog. And I just kind of talk about the double standard in industry. Citizens are punished if we do something like, accidentally spill some oil, but oil companies accidentally spill hundreds of thousands of gallons, and they essentially are given a pass. So, this post is just, it's really about how it covers a lot. It covers kind of my perspective on the world, the disparity in resources between the wealthy and the poor, and the way that laws are enforced differently based on whether you are wealthy or poor. So I hope you guys get over there and take a look at it, and thanks for letting me share.
I'm going to put a little correction into the chat for you. I noticed right there in your post, one misspelled word. That looks like a good post, though. We're definitely getting a lot of posts that have so much content that's going to make us think. So I hope everyone will give these posts some attention, read them. Don't just slap an upvote and disappear, but read the posts. There's some good stuff here, people.
No, I don't want to learn today.
No, they want to send us all to church, man. Separation of church and state. They're like, get out of here, go to church. Haha, come on, that's funny. It's a good pun.
Well, has anybody got any questions or comments for Activist Blog?
Oh, don't hide your head in shame, because you can just look at any one of my posts and there's like 20 misspelled words in there.
Well, I'm the same way. I proofread my posts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and I still catch things. But I always appreciate when somebody calls that to my attention. So please, if you see something wrong with my post, call me on it. I want to fix it.
It's interesting.
You live under a tarp in the woods?
It's interesting how I have all these things that I think are really important to say, and
All right. Well, thank you for another thought-provoking post, Activist Blog. It's definitely appreciated. Okay, next up is Sean Porter. What do you have for us today, Sean?
Hello, all. Hello, DLive. Well, I am a regular DLiver. We have a regular show every Tuesday night, The Steaming Pile. Last night was the biggest, or this last Tuesday, we had over a dozen people, Johnny Clearwater, Churin, Oracool, just Rook, just all kinds of people from different places. And it was a really cool, really long form, a few hours. I think actually my stream ends before a couple of the others, but this time we were doing streaming best practices. So the first couple minutes, I'm probably doing more mobile streaming than anyone there. And so I've actually recently won my second DLive contest for my non-gaming streaming on DLive. So that's pretty exciting.
Ooh, congrats.
So, I covered that a little bit and the different things I've tried out for mobile streaming. And then we get into a really long form question with breakout groups. So we're using Zoom conferencing. So we took everyone that was, we took 4 people in the room and brought them just to my stream and talked about stuff while the other simulcasters had groups that they were talking to people with. And then we came back into one room and kind of gave a consensus of what we talked about. And it was it's the first time we've tried that on DLive, and it worked great. So look forward to some more future group meetups where we have overall big topics to talk about. And I appreciate all the people that'll check it out in the future and that have supported us in the past.
Well, congratulations on winning. Yes, definitely. I know that's a really cool thing. Fantastic. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Sean?
Yes, winning is nice. And I use Ace Live Streaming, by the way, for mobile. I found out that that's the best mobile streaming app so far that I've been able to use. That works.
Did you find?
What's
did you
it
write
called?
A post?
I haven't yet. I did. What I'm doing is walk and talks. Other than the Steaming Pile, my other regular show now is the Walk and Talk, and that is the show that's won 2 awards now. I'm either just kind of randomly talking or doing something specific like a review or testing. And so, yeah, I haven't done an actual writing post because I've just been having too much dang fun, trying stuff out in real time. But I've definitely been, once I get an app that works great, I'll probably do an official like, hey, this is what everyone should be using. But I haven't come across that streaming app yet. So I'm still working on it.
Why hasn't DLive done that themselves already? You would think the need is there.
Done what part?
Make it so you can stream straight from your mobile device.
Oh, well, that was a big topic of the conversation, at least in my room, was the idea that they went through getting an app developed, and all you do on it is basically the same thing you could do in browser on DLive. I mean, the fact that they developed an app that you can't stream from, just to me and some other streamers, is just like, I don't know what they were thinking. They must have just been so hard they just wanted to get the app out, because to me it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it blows my mind too.
Yeah, but yeah, every Tuesday 6:30 PST.
Oh, and Eco Instant is asking if you would please type the name of the app into the chat, I guess, so he can go find it. He's
done.
Awesome, thank you. Any other questions or comments for Sean?
Yes, when you use this Ace Live, do you have to you still use the browser-based DLive on your phone to stream to it from Ace Live?
Yep, yeah, I do. I don't even bother with the app right now. I deleted it as soon as I found out they didn't let you stream from it. I use Brave instead of Google, just, my own thing. But yeah, I just go right in there and use that. They even have one free lower thirds you can do, so you can throw in a chat on there or something like that, which is cool. Streamlabs had the most options, but it wouldn't work when I tried to stream. So it was 40 minutes of me just talking to myself. But if I can get that one to work, that one was really cool because that had unlimited stuff, so you could have the chat, the upvote count, and everything while on mobile. So yeah, just keep an outlook, and I'm sure I'll be sharing, future streams and future tests here. So.
Well, now I hope with the 40 minutes of talking on to yourself that at least it recorded, so you didn't lose it.
Ah, see. Good point. I actually didn't have it set to record because I was trying to, I was having streaming issues with my phone, but I realized it was just, I was streaming on 4G in Seattle, and now I'm a little off to the east side, so it's not quite as busy of an area. So I should actually make sure that process is going so it records. Nonetheless, I hopped on, did another one, and in a quick 5 minutes just said, hey, I just spent a whole bunch of time working with this. If people can get it to work, it's great, but use Ace Live Streaming because, so, it worked out. It was a learning experience. And as you guys can tell, I love talking. So 40 minutes of talking to myself is no loss.
And for those interested in that app, Eco Instant has posted in chat a link to the app on Google Play. So you can just click on it and start reading about it. Thank you, Eco.
Yeah, I'm installing it now.
Yeah, and it's got just camera. You can share your screen on it. So that's what I was doing with my reviews, so I could have people take a look at what I was looking at. So it's pretty cool. It's great for at least getting started in that realm.
Take care, Velocity.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And definitely go check out the app, folks.
Okay, one last
One
thing.
thing I wanted to mention before I got off.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to ask you if that was your first experience with Johnny.
With what?
With Johnny Clearwater.
Oh, actually, he came on a few episodes ago, probably 4 or 5 now, and so he's kind of a regular guest now. And I'm always in talks with him. I'd love to work with him in the future on other projects. So yeah, I definitely love working with Johnny, and he's a great community builder. So yeah.
Yeah, he's got a raw sense of humor too.
Oh yeah, that goes great with me. So yeah, we get along just fine. And I was going to mention that on the DLive, the video I mentioned, sorry for taking so long, but it was acting weird. For some people, it wasn't playing, and I just tried it before because I didn't want to post something that wasn't working, and it was working. So hopefully it's streaming for everyone. If it's not, I don't know. It must have been a weird DLive thing, but it should be working now. So again, thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next week. And I appreciate all the great posts everyone else is doing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sean. Okay, next up is Mango Juice. Are you with us, Mango Juice? It's time for you to drop your link and your text into the chat.
I don't see him in voice anymore.
Might be listening on DLive. How many people are listening on DLive, Snook?
15.
Wow,
On
that
purpose?
is so awesome.
I don't know.
No, they just accidentally clicked on it.
All right, so
What's-
Mango Juice,
what's-
if you're
what's the
with
Red
us,
Bull?
Mango Juice, we need you to put your link into chat if you can hear us.
Well, why don't we skip and then come back?
Yeah, maybe we need to. They're in a part of the world, I think, that has some periodic interruptions with networks. So, Eco Instant, you.
No, there it is.
Oh.
There it is, Kitty.
Oh, okay. There's Mango. All right. So, hi, friends. This is my gang. Let me introduce you to the KTM Biker Gang. We like to roam around our local highways for trips and hang out together. We enjoy each other's company very much in the wind while accelerating our horses. We love to rally. We love to race because it puts a smile in our cute face. It's an intro post, though. We'll make a full post out of our team with lots of pictures. I only need support from you all. Okay, that is awesome and sounds like a lot of fun, especially if we have any motorcycle enthusiasts here in our chat. Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Mango Juice. Okay, now, Eco Instant, you've got the floor. What do you have for us today?
Hello. All good on the audio?
Yes, all good on the audio, hearing you loud and clear.
Excellent. I was going to just mention the Mango Juice here and anyone else listening. D-Like, which is one we don't hear from very often, is having a vehicle photography contest right now. So maybe you want to grab the best picture from that and post it on D-Like. Just something to think about. I have my link here. Give me a sec. I have to let go of my push to talk button to get the link.
Speaking of D-Like, does anybody know if they have their mobile app up and running?
I haven't been able to use it. I don't think it exists. I do use it in the browser on mobile, and I've been checking it out. They're interesting. It's been highly recommended for new users because they curate content. It's a small upvote, a couple cents, but if you're getting zeros, it's really nice to start. So anyways, that's what I've been checking it out.
Is it a front end or what?
Yes, yep, it's a front end, dlike.io. And it's
Well, a couple of cents of an upvote is better than nothing at all, you know?
right. And they originally was just a place to share links. So you would have, and now you can do link or upload. So it's, I think with the upload, it's kind of competing with Steepshot, but basically it's a simpler way to make a post. And you know, you don't have to worry about, what is that, center/center for your images and all that. Anyways. So that's neither here nor there. I'd love to talk about that. Maybe I'll make a post for next week's PYPT. And we'll talk about
That sounds like a good idea, and I appreciate you bringing that up because I keep forgetting about D-Like. It's so new, and I've not even looked at it yet. So,
yeah, when it came out, it was kind of it's not as new, but when it came out, it was like kind of a spam hub.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And they're trying to rectify that basically. They've made some changes and they're curating within their own community, and so anyways, interesting to check out. So here is my post. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mango says I posted early. I'm sorry, Mango. I thought it was my turn now. Do you got anything else you want to talk about?
I think he was just looking for a little feedback on his post was all. We'll leave him comments that and he'll see that we like it.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, sorry if I jumped the gun there, Mango.
No, you didn't. You're fine, Eco. Go ahead.
So I was recently made a chat moderator in Chibera. I know that I found out about Chibera right here in PYPT, well, a little bit more than a month ago, I think. Now it's to me, it was a project that took fermenting a little while for me to really get it. And that might have something to do with Steam Monsters. Like Steam Monsters came out and it was like, oh my gosh, a game. And then when I saw this one, I was like, oh yeah, a game. I've seen that, right? Games. Well, this is a little different than Steam Monsters. It's not a card game. This is an immersive, think like World of Warcraft type game. It's going to be an entire world, and it's not as simple as the in-the-game economy being Steam, but basically the internal economies will be linked with different ways to Steam. So there's going to be buyable land, and there's also going to be an auction house where you can sell items, rare items for things like Steam or maybe an SMT. They're looking into exactly how the economy is going to work. And right now they're in this early phase that Steam Monsters hit, where they want to get some content and excitement out. So this is a story contest. Now you'll notice the post is 7 days old, but the contest goes 2 weeks. So I would encourage. I mean, there's very few rules. I think it's 500 words minimum, and the top prizes are really good. Like $100 perk level, I think is the top prize. But Chibera's been using its upvote to support authors that are writing using the Chibera tag. So I hooked up with the free writers. Now that's appearing in the free writers. If any of you guys know people that just like to write, especially like the free write style, or even if it's poetry, I think I could convince them to upvote that, even if it's not 500 words. And in the future, we'll have other lore-based writing contests. We've talked about music and some other things that we're going to be doing to get the community involved in this, building this world with a Steam economy.
Yeah, that is really exciting. I know for all the gamers on the system, the gamers have really been eating up all of this Chibera stuff. And I'm also going to drop a link in Discord to the Chibera Discord server if anyone wants to join.
I love that picture, man.
You like that? Yeah, that was what we took that for my entry, for my character background entry. I thought that turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it's an awesome photo for the character entry. Yeah, I love it.
And there's no limits. So if something, I know Improv, some of you might know Improv, funny guy. Since he's got hooked on this, I think he's made a submission every day. So he's at like chapter 7 right now. And depending on how many entries we get, the Chibera upvote's almost $1. So a lot of the entries have been getting a full 100% upvote, which, that's more than a whole Steam just for submitting. It's kind of exciting.
I'm sorry, I missed that part. Are there a lot of submissions? Do you find a lot of people submitting?
Yes, well, in the first week, I think we have about 14 or 15. But that's, so we get 70 full upvotes a week, and we've had 14 or 15 entries. So obviously we have to find other things to vote on. I guess there's a little slack still, so we could have a lot more entries and still be giving 100% votes. That's not guaranteed, obviously, but so far it has been the case that we've been able to give 100% votes to every entry, I think. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
that's
Snook
funny.
Jr., by the way.
Yeah, the mom of Bigfoot. Oh, that's so.
That's what it reminds me of when I saw it. I was like, oh.
Okay, very good. So, has anyone got any questions or comments for Eco?
I was just going to tell Eco, I'm glad you're promoting it. I'm getting ready to do a post on Tribe. I don't know. Some of y'all in here know about Tribe. That's another. Well, actually, it's not a competitor to Steam. It's more blockchain and cryptocurrency and stuff like that topics. But I've been working on a post. I want it really nice and with a lot of information about Chibera. But man, that's great that you're promoting it because it's not a competitor to Steam Monsters because it's a totally different type game. Steam Monster is more of a card game where Chibera a little different.
Yeah, Sarge, thank you so much. I did see your last post, and that's, the team over there just loves that sort of thing. And we were so happy that you made that post. And if you want to include that in the future, you're definitely going to keep getting support from that team. They love seeing people excited about the project as much as they are, because obviously there's about 12 developers working right now. From what it sounds like to me, it's like kind of night and day from sun up to sundown. And if you want to include that in the future, so they're just so happy that other people can, get the word out there that this is something that's pretty exciting and it's going to be coming soon. Alpha is on its way, so there's nothing to play right now. I think by November they're going to have something, the closed alpha testing, and so things will be coming.
Yeah, there's even a prototype video over on YouTube. The post that Eco Instant's talking about, I have a link in there to it, and that's not exactly how it's going to look, but that's just kind of a prototype, just a little teaser there of what type of game it is.
Well, thank you, Eco. And also want to say hello to Echo Instante, who is probably listening over your shoulder. Okay, so moving on. Next we have Cross County Travelers. Rin, what else have you got for us today?
Well, one of the new series that we've decided to do, because we've done almost 370 state parks between Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, New Mexico, all the places we've been. And so we decided we're going to start doing one every couple of days, if not every day. It depends on how excited we get, which I had to tell Scotty couldn't post his today. I've been working on Red Rock for a couple of days. And this is an amazing place. Oklahoma has, in some places, has red dirt, which is from the Permian age. And it's nothing more than sandstone, but it is so amazing to see. The red is just amazing. And we were driving down the road, and it's just prairie. I mean, you can see some mesas in the distance, but it's almost all prairie. We turned, went down into the canyon, and it was completely different. It was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to go back. And we just wanted to share about it. And I think Scott's going to be doing one on another state park for tomorrow. Eagle, there is a place called Red Rock in Colorado, and they do have concerts there. It's the same basic idea, but it's definitely different. They don't do concerts here in Oklahoma and the Red Rock place.
I bet the acoustics would be interesting in a place like that.
It is. Scott was singing very loudly at 6:30 in the morning, and I thought people were going to kill him.
Oh, poor Scott.
Yes, Jack, yours is definitely bigger.
Oh yeah, Uluru. Uluru, however you pronounce that. Yeah, that is an awesome thing. Okay, any questions or comments to Cross County? Okay, if not, Bluefin Studios, you're back up. What do you have for us?
Hi, all, and thanks again, Kitty, for hosting us. So I have a lot of fun outside with my gardens. And about 3-4 years ago, I planted this strawberry plant that was, this little raspberry bush. It was like a foot or so tall. And now it's the size of about 3 bureaus put together. And I'm getting a pint and a half a day now. So much so that I'm, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do with these? Well, I decided to make a little bit of raspberry liqueur with them.
Well, I'm sure if you asked, a lot of people would DM you their address.
Yeah, I'm pretty thirsty now.
Yeah. It's just started, so it's actually perfect timing because I use it in some desserts, and it'll be just perfect when Thanksgiving rolls around. Raspberry liqueur on the vanilla, raspberry drizzled on some chocolate something. It'll be all kinds of fun.
So do you make your own raspberry liqueur?
Yeah, so that's what the post is the recipe and sort of my how-to on when I make the raspberry liqueur. I tend to just ramp it up in size depending on how many raspberries I'm putting in there. For this batch, I actually made a little bit more for the next day because I just realized as they go, the fresh raspberries are the ones we eat, and then we have a little bowl that are ready to go for the next morning. And then after a few days, if you're not paying attention, you got enough that are getting a little mushy. That's when I use them for the liqueur, and I'll just keep adding them to a second bottle and a third bottle.
Oh, that's awesome.
I do something similar that when I pick my.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm sorry for cutting you off. So when I do my beach plum jam, beach plum jelly, which is coming up soon, I'll do something similar where I'll just use a lot of the beach plums that I pick and make the jelly, and then whatever ones look mushy or just past really ripe, I'll do the same with some beach plum liqueur.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I opened the post in the browser but hadn't looked at it yet, so I'll be anxious to look over your liqueur recipe. That's fantastic.
Also, just so some note, I tend to put a little bit less sugar than most. Most people, the recommendation is as much sugar as you have your raspberries, or as much sugar as you have of your beach plums or whatever it is, but I tend to go a lot less. I'm okay with it being tart as opposed to very sweet, like a real Chambord is very sweet.
That sounds really fantastic, and I'm drooling now.
It makes me want waffles and bacon. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, it's perfect on waffles and bacon. We do the same with. You also can, instead of putting the liquor in any vodka or something, you can just do the same with raspberries and sugar and make them like a raspberry syrup. It'd be like a true IHOP. You can have your raspberry and your plum and your maple and your boysenberry.
Oh, and I like Dreamstein's comment in chat that it would also be good on a chocolate tart. Oh, yes.
I do love a good chocolate tart. Nothing like it.
You like a good tart, whether she's chocolate or not, though, don't you?
You know me too well. You
Okay,
all know me too well.
comments for Blue.
I think we did.
Good stuff, buddy. That's all I got to say. And I noticed that was posted when all the auto voters were down, because you're missing quite a few votes. I'm sorry about that. You deserve more.
Oh, no worries. I don't do this for the votes. It's just an honor to be nominated.
You've earned them through your work and dedication in various communities. So, yeah, make sure that comes back to you.
Are the auto voters down because of the hiccup of the blockchain the other day, Engine, or is it something?
Well, everything's getting switched over to the app base, so a lot of it was running on different coding and networks, and so they're having to migrate it all over to the new ones.
Okay, very.
It's a hassle, basically.
Okay, thank you, Bluefin, for that delicious post. Okay, Ingenuity, you're up next. And if you could turn your mic up just a teensy bit, there's a couple of people saying they're having trouble hearing you in the chat.
Is that better?
That's a bit better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds good to me.
Sorry, I was all kicked back in my chair, being comfortable and stuff. This post is from the Kitty Girl. If you can still hear me, I know my internet's about to get really shitty. Yeah, for all those stackers out there, can y'all still hear me? Somebody say something if you can still hear me.
Hear you.
Okay, excellent. It's funny that you put this out, Thalassa, because I was actually looking at some silver over the weekend, and I don't know if that is part of, it may be part of the 12 Angels and Sexy Angels and Demons set, but yeah, it was a really hot coin, and I was just like, woohoo! But as usual, Kitty does her research and went into who Thalassa actually is, so you can learn a little history about that if Kitty wants to explain a little bit about herself. I figure she needs to be pimped, since she's taking the time out to do this for Shadow.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing my post up, Engine. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Thalassa is one of the first of the Greek goddesses of the sea. I mentioned in the post that a lot of cultures go through phases, where they have, some of the primal deities, that are very simple archetypes that are then replaced later with more complex deities, and then another wave of deities comes along with even more complex attributes. But she's one of the original, the first pantheon of the Greek deities, and I kind of liked that idea, and I kind of explained that in the post. And yes, Eagle Gnome, I did buy that coin for myself as an early birthday present. So yeah, she's actually in my collection now. Thank you, Engine. I appreciate you bringing that up.
I would just like to comment that I was going to pimp that post, so you can take my name out of the list.
Explain that in the
there.
post, and
Well,
yes,
actually,
Eagle Gnome,
just
I
like
did
that
buy
to
that
point
coin
that
for
out.
myself as
You might but you might just wear that out rubbing one side of that coin with his tongue.
well. I appreciate your thinking of me too, the Hive. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wasn't really planning to pimp one of my own posts today since I'm running the show. I appreciate somebody else doing it. Thank you, guys. Okay, You Have Wings. You are up next. What do you have for us today?
Stop moving.
Oh, okay, I guess this one's being done by text. Now, I know You Have Wings has actually talked to us before. It's a shame you're not doing it today. All right, this is a post on forgiveness. It was my intention that by exploring the deeper meaning of forgiveness for myself, that it would also inspire others to join me in this journey. It is my hope that understanding a bit more about forgiveness, that we can add greater value to the process of it so that we can in turn make the world a better place. I've also included some drawings I did while writing this piece. something that is new to me and I'm just now exploring. What's interesting, that it wasn't until I started going through a really difficult time and needed to have something to occupy my time that I gave art any thought for myself. Though through its therapeutic attributes, I then discovered that I had this inside me all these years and didn't know. I think we probably all have these little gifts inside us waiting for us to discover them. How cool is that? And yes, I agree. We all have got potential inside us that we never really think about, and it's good to do it. Oh, and Dreamstein comments, congrats on the Curie. So that's fantastic. You were curied. You have wings. Wonderful. Well, I've got that post open in my browser to read later on, and I do appreciate it. Anyone have any questions or comments for You Have Wings?
Guys, this is an amazing post. I'm an emotional person. You all know that. But this just had me bawling. And I had my daughter sitting here in the chair next to me this morning at breakfast. She couldn't even eat her eggs because she was crying. And it's so, I can't even describe how amazing it was. It is such a good post, guys. You should really go read it and upvote it. She deserves it.
Well, thank you for that testimony, Ren. Anyone else have any comments or questions? All right, well, thank you for a wonderful post. You Have Wings. I'm anxious to go read it, definitely. And next up in the queue, we have the Bug IQ. What do you have for us today, sir?
Well, good morning. I honestly can't decide between three, whether it's a new project, Steam Pets, or something personal, so I think I'll do something personal.
Oh, I figured it would be Steam Pets.
Well, I could do it, but you know what? There's a lot of news coming for that, and I finally have a programmer who's working with me, and looks like we're going to put together a development team, so why bother? Like, it's just taking its sweet time, you know? So this is the actual vest I wore in my 2013 concert, my CD release concert here in Canada, and I couldn't close it then. And I gained 50 more pounds since that concert, so I'm sitting at like 355 pounds, I think. I've changed up everything recently, and I haven't visited the scale or anything, but there's a post previous to this that's just called a Health Log, A New Beginning. But, you know, when you put something like this out there, you open yourself up, obviously. And part of me is concerned with that. Ren and I actually had an interesting, Cross County had an interesting conversation one night where she was saying how there's these people on YouTube that they turned off all their comments, and if you want to talk to them, you can take your ass over to Patreon where you're supporting them, and you can make comments there. And I love that. So if I was building a YouTube channel, I might do that, because I just can't stand trolls. I dislike them more than anything. Everyone wants their superpower to be invisible or flying. I want to dive through digital lines and bitch slap people who are trolls. That's what I want my superpower to be. So anyway, you know, I kind of got this. I'm working on it. I must say one thing I'm really grateful for is no one has been giving me advice, because I frankly don't want it. I don't want dietary advice. I don't want exercise advice. I've tried every diet on the planet. I've read 100 books. Experts with PhDs in nutrition don't agree. So I'm doing what's working for me. I'm going to work on it. I'm using the vest method. The damn thing is a foot apart at the bottom button, so you can imagine how big I am. And you know what? When I can button it up, I'll feel pretty good. But having to use a seatbelt extender when I went to Cuba, not being able to get between the seats on the tour bus. Are you kidding me? So I had this unrealistic expectation or idea of what I looked like. And then I kind of thought I was alone when I started putting out these posts, like, am I suffering alone, spending too much time online? I had 2 different people contact me and say they hadn't had a shower in a week. They'd been on Steemit so constantly. And, this is a can of worms that needs to be opened up for more than just me, I realized.
Yeah, there's so many times in life that we feel like we're suffering alone, but if we take the chance to put it out there, we find that there are plenty of other people that are, carrying whatever burden that we're carrying as well. And this is a good way to encourage people and connect like that. It's fantastic. So you definitely deserve some accolades for that, Bug.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Kitty, and you're always so kind and supportive of the stuff I'm doing. I really sincerely, more than accolades on this one. Sure, I'd like people to like my music and like me and like all the stupid projects I come up with every day, and I just haven't lived unless I made a new account today. Fucking hell. It's more that I really do want, I am kind of looking for a bit of a kumbaya moment here where people who are hurting and feeling alone just can connect a little bit. And it does connect to Steam Pets because I do want to get an app that people can literally walk their imaginary pet and get upvotes and rewards for that. Sure. Stuff like that I'm working on. Yeah, you can have more, you can have 1 million accounts. I must have 50 by now. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. Hey, Jack. Nice to see you, man. I know you didn't mean to unfollow me, brother. It must have been an accident. We'll still let you be an honorary connect. Yeah, I know you didn't do it on purpose. It did it a whole bunch of times to me, too. People were bitching at me that I unfollowed them. I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't. I'll show you my Genobot, man.
I bet it's just a hiccup of the blockchain from this week.
It's happened to so many people over the last 6 months. I think that there's some algorithm that they push a button. Let's ruin some relationships today.
Well, I think this post is interesting too, and the fact that you're using an item of clothing to gauge your progress. That's very unique. I think that's really awesome, and it is a good-looking vest, no doubt about it.
Thank you, and it is leather. I know. Anyhow. It's not going to move, like it's got one size and that's it, man. It's not going to expand or shrink. It is unforgiving. So I just want to, Snecky, I'm helping her, we're kind of partners on her You Got Sneck thing. I'm helping her build that. So we spend a lot of time talking, and she's super, super engaging with everyone. And she's so encouraging. She's like, Bug, I love you just as you are, man. You don't have to change. I said, I know I don't have to change for people to love me or like me, or even for me to like myself. But the problem is I don't quite fit into the norm of society. And what I mean by that is I just want to sit in a chair and feel comfortable. When I'm in an airplane seat, I want to be in my seat, not in mine and yours. When I go to the theater, I want to be in my seat, not mine and the 2 people on either side of me. I just want to feel comfortable in my own skin because they have a certain standard of what they think a chair is that someone should fit in. And I don't want to have to be looking for a chair with no arms because, I'm going to get bruises on the sides of my legs because I don't fit. So it's a change I have to make for myself. And right now, frankly, at 53 years old, I'm older than any uncle of mine who's ever lived. They all died before I did at 53.
Oh, that's a sobering thought. My goodness. Wow. Well, bravo to you for what you're doing, and bravo to you for getting out of your comfort zone and making this post. Does anyone have any questions or comments for the Bug IQ?
I just have one quick one. What have you got planned to keep you motivated through? You're going to get a time where you're going to think, oh, fuck this shit type of thing just because of whatever. Have you got any plans for to remotivate yourself in those times?
I do, Tom, and it's very effective what I'm doing, and I'm not sharing it. The reason I'm not sharing it is because nobody cares. You have to care about what works for you, and all I will say is that everybody wants something from you. Everybody wants something from you when it comes to the weight loss industry. You know, I see this thing on YouTube every time I fire up a certain video. This is a tomato. Think it's healthy for you? Think again. I'm like, go F yourself, like from here to the end of the effing universe. Because if you had an ounce of humanity and you have information that's real, you'd share it with people. I know that goes against what I'm saying right now, but I don't want anything from anybody. If this works and the vest starts to close, honestly, Tom, I will start to share what I'm doing. It's nothing crazy, but it's nutritionally sound. And I think the most important word is it's sustainable.
Well, I was kind of like bringing that up as a prelude to what I was going to re-comment. And that's like, if you do come across some hard times where you are struggling with what you're doing and you just need a little bit of somebody to give you a push and motivate you, you can hit my DM. I'm probably not the best one to talk to, but I'm available. And I'm sure there's quite a number of people in this room who do have concerns for you too, that would open their ears and listen to you if you do need a little bit of motivational speech.
Well, I appreciate that far more than a platitude, more than you know. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a wonderful offer, Jan. Thank you. And then I'll add my, I'll toss my cap into the ring too, Bug, if you ever need to talk.
Yeah, I'm hoping for, we can draw people out for participation to just support one another, because it's not only weight loss, right? There are other reasons that people spend, 50 hours a week online. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Like, I've been having to bribe people to go and take care of themselves. Like, I'll send you money if you go take care of yourself for half a day.
Yeah, good point. All right, any other questions or comments for the Bug IQ?
Thanks, everybody, by the way. Oh, sorry, Greg.
Well, thank you again for that vulnerable post, stepping out of your comfort zone, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people. And the best of luck to you on your efforts. All right, Mr. Spacely, Wax Science, you're up next. What do you have for us?
So he had to go to work, so I'm going to post it for him. And this is his curation show. And this is his second post on it and his sixth show. And it's really cool because he's not just it's not just a curation show. He's also using it to kind of spread out to other social media and using it as promotion of Steam and trying to bring newcomers on and support them. So it's kind of a cool little, like welcome wagon. Would for sure love something like this, just to help support him. And so yeah, just go check out his show. I think his show is on Sundays. And this particular post is looking for people who want to sponsor or want to be a part of it, any kind of support. So yeah, give him some support. The end.
The end.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for presenting for Spacely. That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to step in since he had to leave. I hadn't even noticed that he had left the chat. Okay, so next up on the queue is Katrina Ariel again. Oh, check out those shades.
Yeah. I went shopping for shades. I went to like 4 different spots, and these are the best I could come up with. They've got rhinestones on the sides, which you can't see that well, but I needed something to hide behind in a way, and it actually helped. It's ridiculous because it's not like you're not seeing me there on the video, but it helps my weird little mind to have the hat and the shades and be able to give her a little bit more. And this was a really good song to start that with because it's super bluesy. I just posted this. But this is the song that I was working on. A few of you were in the castle on Friday when I played live. This is the song that I was working on before I came back to do that.
Yeah, that was lovely. I appreciated that little impromptu concert.
It was really fun, but I'm glad I finally got this song up. So it's an open mic entry, obviously, and the idea came about in a comment with Yidnith in my last open mic entry. So I love it when somebody sort of sparks an idea for me and I just go and write a song. With that it doesn't take much but a little start of inspiration to get me rolling. And I've found that a lot of writers say the more you write, the easier it is to write. And that doesn't mean it's easy, but it flows more easily. And the same goes for songwriting. And I've been really I've been doing original music, like writing at least one song a week since I started entering open mic, and the Killer Whale contests helped as well. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, and for those of you who have not yet gone to Katrina Ariel's posts and listened to her music, you need to do it. She has got a lovely voice and she writes good songs, and it's a fantastic thing. So yes, she's amazing, like Ren just said in chat. So definitely go check out Katrina's post. Most of her songs, every now and then she does a sad song, but most of her songs are really feel-good songs in some way, shape, or form. They're fantastic. So yeah, go be uplifted today.
Aw, thank you so much.
Okay, next on the queue is Lenny Plant. What do you have for us today, Lenny? Well, that's an awesome picture. Are you going to come on voice and talk to us, Lenny?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm a bit sick at the moment too, so if I sound a bit scratchy, I apologize. Hey Jack, how are you? Okay, so I'm not really prepared, but I thought I saw you guys on that it was PYPT today, so I thought I'd just jump on anyway. So this is something that I did today, actually. It was inspired by another Stamian who is a photographer. He does Japanese-themed photography. His name is D Booster. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so he, I was inspired by his post, really. It was about Flower of the Dead. So they've got this spider lily, which is used a lot in funerals, and it's apparently the folklore behind it is that it's, it guides the dead in the afterlife, and it's slightly poisonous, so they put them near dead bodies so that the insects don't eat the body. And he thought it was disturbing, but when I read his post and also an old post that he referred to, I was actually quite inspired. So one of the great things about Steam It for me is when you read a post from somebody and you just get inspired for your own project. So I've had that happen a couple of times in the last fortnight. So this one really stuck in my mind throughout the day at work, and during lunchtime, I did a bit of sketching, and then later I did some more, and I just kept going and going and going. again, one of the things I do in STEAM is learning to draw. So it gave me another opportunity to play with the brushes and try different things. Yeah, so I just thought it was a good opportunity because I just posted it not so long ago, and I normally don't promo my own art, but I figured it's time for me to, do a little bit of that. But also for you guys to also check out D Booster's post as well. He does a lot of really good photography and stuff like that. And the inspiration for this is really the fact that I want to adapt this flower also to my own novel. So I've got an idea of what I want to do with it. So yeah, I have a little bit of a note in there about my project, but yeah, just going along, putting things in my world. So this is just another fun activity that I did today. That's all.
I do love that image. That is so awesome. So beautiful.
Thank you.
And You Have Wings says it's beautiful and you captured the spirit of the plant. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going and reading that post.
There's not a lot to read there, Kitty. It was just a quickie one. All
right, fantastic. Thank you, Lenny. Okay, Mango Juice. You can drop your post into the chat now. Okay, and he's presenting from text again. Hi, friends, as I'm from India and belong to the Hindu religion. We have many gods and we worship them and attend festivals. This is our engineer god, Viswakarma, the creator of the universe, as the myth says. The statues will go to a pandal for the ceremony, and there will be a huge festival. Check it out. Hope you enjoy. And that definitely looks like an interesting post with colorful pictures. That is awesome. Okay, so thank you, Mango Juice. I'm looking forward to reading that one, definitely. And the Hive, you're back up again. What do you have for us?
No, I said take my name out because I was going to think the same post as Engine.
Oh, that's right. I remember you're saying that now. Duh. And I didn't do it. You were still on my list. Okay, thank you. Okay, Sean's Porter, that puts you up next. All right, I see you lighting up, but I'm not hearing anything. Does anyone else hear Sean?
I did.
No, but Discord has been very wonky today. It's been kicking people on and off and behaving poorly.
Okay, Sean, if you can hear me, you might want to drop out of the voice channel and pop back in. That should fix the problem. Okay. Strange. Yes, we hear you now.
Okay, yeah. See, again, every time it gets me, every week. Anyway, so what I was saying is, since we were talking about ACE live streaming, everyone was kind of interested in that, or a few people were. So this was my stream testing and reviewing that for a DLive contest. So I thought I'd just throw that in there so you can see me play with it a little bit, see the interface. I talk about some of the initial things you'll see when you first start using it. So it's a cool little intro post to the app. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if anyone has any questions. I'm always happy to help get more people up on DLive.
That is a wonderful offer. Thank you, Sean. So everybody take a peek at Sean's post, and if you're having any trouble with DLive, definitely give Sean a shout out.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, Eco Instant, you had left a while ago, but it looks like you're in the voice chat now. Are you back? He must have just run out and left his connection up, so we'll come back to him. So Dreamsteam, you're up next then.
She was going to, the only reason she was on the list was she was pimping for Wax Science, and she didn't realize he was already on the list. So she's actually already left.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. So while we're waiting for Eco Instant to come back,
I think it's the bug.
Bug IQ, you can, yeah, Bug IQ is up next, and then we'll come back to Eco Instant.
Okay, I can go ahead and jump in. Is that all right?
Yes, go right ahead. And you were not missed in the queue. You were on there.
Oh, it's all good. This is a new little project of mine that I for going from being out of shape, I was a huge outdoors fan. I still am. Love getting out. And so I'm doing this EDC love thing, everyday carry. And I'm just contacting people who'd like to be featured, who want to do a purse dump or a pocket wallet dump for the guys and show off what you're doing. And the first person to respond with a picture, and he said the same thing everybody says, I don't have anything. I got like my car keys. And then I said, oh yeah, take a picture of what goes with you every day. And right, like people are like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I do kind of, I do have stuff. And so this is Navarez. He's a Spanish witness, Castellano, and helps out Snecky and I with our bots and stuff like that we need. So anyway, he has such a cool EDC, and I do a little write-up about it. So I'm interested in featuring Steamians and what they carry, and we can bounce ideas off each other for what we have and what we need. And eventually I'm going to have a little e-store that's selling like little micro flashlights and little gadgets and self-defense tools on your keychain and things like that. So this is a huge passion for me. I was going to get Ren's husband, Scott, to do one of these, but I scared him off when I told her I want to get into Scott's pants.
That is so funny because he told me this evening we were going to sit down and do his pants.
He'd probably rather you did him, but if the pants will suffice, okay. Yeah, no, I'd love it. If you guys can do your submission, I'd really appreciate it.
I was actually getting ready to send you yours.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
That's really funny, getting into Scott's pants. And the funny thing was, too, I'd never heard of this everyday carry stuff until I was on a site with Bluefin Studios before we came to Steam It. There was a guy there who frequently did an everyday carry. He dumped his pockets and posted everything that he had and told why he had it and all. And it was pretty cool. And then another guy on that same platform set up a store where people could buy things. So yeah, if you do the same thing, Bug, on the Steam blockchain, I think it would go over well. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. And I've already got one self-defense tool that I'm developing that it's a combination of 2 or 3 ideas that I've seen out there, but I don't feel it's been really done to the max like what it should be. And it's incredibly lightweight. It kind of looks like just a bottle opener, but it gives you about 400 to 500% striking power, and you can hide it inside your mitt. It's going to be on a little magnet that you can pull away from your keychain. Other than that, like the sales aspect, yeah, there's going to be some potential for me there on and off the blockchain, but really I want to try and get a conversation going about what people carry and why you carry it. Like you look at Nathan's dump here. That's his wallet, that little pouch. That's a little zippered pouch attached to his keys. So that's his wallet. Lots of guys, wallet is a real primo George Costanza piece for them. It's like, here's my wallet. I've got an Ops Tactical wallet personally. Love it. A lot of people think those are chiclets in the middle of his thing, like gum. No, those are filters for his smokes that he rolls with his cool little Rasta papers and his, this is a really cool EDC. Those aren't just reading glasses there. Those are 1970s Ray-Bans reading glasses. Like, this is incredible. I love it.
Yeah, that's an interesting assortment of stuff, definitely.
Can I have a volunteer? Greg, will you let me get into your pants today?
Bluefin, Bug just asked you a question.
He's got his hands in his pockets. I ain't talking. I ain't
Okay.
responding to that. Yeah, anyone else who'd like to, you know what? If anyone wants to throw up their hand in the chat, I'd really appreciate that. If you want to be featured on EDC Love, just throw up a hand, and then you can just DM me a nice, clear, decent res picture. Crimmy, I know you're listening. I would still want you to be the first gal on my purse dump.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff in my purse, and I've got a lot of stuff hidden in my wallet and in little pouches that I have in my purse. So I probably need the full kitchen table for all of my stuff.
Right? I've got 2 kids to haul gear around for.
But that's amazing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when you've got kids, you haul even more stuff. That's true.
You know, one key counts if you're a minimalist, if you actually feel comfortable and prepared with a debit card and your house key and your car key, or just your debit card if you don't have that, that's fine. You know, it's fine. But I'm looking for what, like say for Katrina, if you say, oh, you know what, Mountain Mom, it's time to change purses today. What goes in that new purse? Absolutely. What is not getting left behind? You know, what's the core of your everyday carry? And you have kids, so it's really important. You know, if wipes are a part of that, yeah, absolutely, that's part of your everyday carry.
I have a small-ish purse that goes in the giant basket that's overflowing with everything. So yeah, I could do the smallish purse part and not the basket.
Nice.
I literally just carry one key most of the time, and that's the key to get back in the door. I have no debit cards. I walk most places I go, and most often it's family places where I go, so there's no need to bring anything with me.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And for some people, everyday carry is a big passion, right? They always have a blade of some kind or a multi-tool, a little flashlight. What's your watch? Do you have a lighter? Do you have any Band-Aids with you? Like, what is your, it just truly depends on the individual, and it's all valid, right? We all seem to find a way to get home and get online again. There's no right or wrong.
Well, and it looks like Eco Instant would be an interesting person to participate in this, because he says in the chat that his EDC is way different on the farm than it is when he's away from the farm. So you could actually do 2, Eco. You could do an EDC for when you're on the farm, and then an EDC when you're off the farm.
Yeah, that would be great. Whoa, did you guys hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That's
Every time-
automated butt spanker.
Every time that goes off, Snecky goes, woo, yard sale. Because that's a bug with wings, antenna, and legs going in every direction. That's my bug zapper in the house.
Okay, well, we talked about Eco Winston a minute ago. He's next up in queue. And then we have Eagle Gnome, and then I think we're going to close the recording at that point. So, Eco Winston, go for it.
Okay, this is a post by Eco Instante, my lovely wife. We recently did the happy dance. The post before this got curried. But she is so happy. She's been doing basically what was recommended here on PYPT. She has been going bird by bird. Now, the last one did have a couple of birds, but it was based around plantains that we had left to ripen. So it was a couple different birds, but all with the same plantains. But anyway, she's been taking that single thread and making the different articles. Now, this guy is an endangered species, an endangered type of sparrow. Beautiful song. And as we make these articles, we also realize what we need to get when we go back. We need to get a recording of this song. We need to get different pictures, and it's a good opportunity to take some time and go through your backlog. But it also reminds you now what you want to go out and get again, and go out and capture. So this is a little endangered sparrow, beautiful little bird, beautiful song. What happens is there's a kind of a goofy-looking common bird that pushes this bird's eggs out of the nest, lays its own eggs, and then this bird ends up, feeding the what would you call it? The invaders.
The non-native species.
Yes, that's right. Yep. And and I'm not 100% on that other bird, if it is an invasive or if it's just from another continent, or I don't know how non-native it is. But we actually have a couple of families of this birds, and we do see their nests every once in a while. We check. I don't know what we would do if we found it to be the opposite case, but so far they seem to be doing fine here with us.
Remind me where you are?
So this is in Colombia, the center mountain range in the area is called Tolima.
So, ironically, a lot of what happens with some of these birds is they get blown in because of the storms, the Caribbean storms.
Oh, well, we're pretty in the middle, so we're far away from all those storms. But we're about 1.2 miles above sea level, and it goes all the way up to snow-covered mountains, which is pretty crazy in the tropics to get the snow. But we're at 1,800 meters, and we've got it's really the perfect coffee growing level. Chocolate, it's a little too cool for chocolate at this height.
Well, that is fantastic, and your wife definitely makes some beautiful photographs of birds, and I've really enjoyed seeing her, so I'm looking forward to looking at this post in a bit.
Thanks, guys. This activity and just the friendships and the comments, it really has motivated her to continue to post and continue to do what she loves doing and sharing that with everybody.
I also like how she does the post bilingual, has both the English and the Spanish. That's a fantastic thing. Sorry, I cut you off, Snug. Go ahead and say what you.
Oh, I was just going to say, but we want to hear her on here.
I bet you do. I'll tell her. I keep telling her she'll come on again. I know that she will. She's working.
Yeah, I know she was a little bit shy the first time she came on, and she said that she didn't speak English very well, blah, blah, blah. But I thought she did fantastically. We could understand her fine. She's just being shy.
I'll try to get her back on in the afternoon.
Yeah?
A little less chit-chat, okay?
Fine.
Excuse us.
No, just Snook. Everyone else can chat.
All right, thank you, Eco Instant. And next up on the queue, and the last one before we close out the recording for today, is Eagle Gnome. What do you have for us, lady?
Hi, Kitty. It's so nice to hear you as the hostess.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear that you've got your push to talk going so we can hear your sweet voice.
We're sitting here just giving love to each other. So this is really sort of a PSA, and quite a few people like in the Alliance and other smaller groups know about the initiative Ingenuity and I are putting together. We had our first Steam It Ramble show yesterday, but we had one at Minnow Boot Camp last week. And we're sort of feeling around as to where and what we're going to be doing. So last week, we featured two of our witnesses, Underground and Sapphic, the dual team there. And they're fairly new, but they're rising pretty quickly. up in our witness list. And so because it was a pretty good success and we got some great feedback, especially yesterday here at the Steam It Ramble, that we're going to continue on. And tomorrow we're going to be featuring coffee. So it's our show by Ren actually came up with a really good name, The Informal Witness, because it's really just getting to know our witnesses on a down-to-earth kind of basis. And, people will get to ask questions, and, there will be some fairly down-to-earth questions, but also serious ones. So we just get to know really what a witness is. We have 30 votes. Who are we voting on? What does it all mean, kind of thing, but in a very relaxed manner. So that's something that we're gonna, I guess, really start to do, and that will be at the Minnow Boot Camp. So if you'd like to join in with us, then I'll give you a invitation there. And if you're already there, please do support us. We're trying to help the community by bringing awareness to our witnesses and how important they are. A lot of them are doing it as a volunteer and paying money to do it. So, a lot of them do so much work, like Ingenuity and others, that, we want to be supportive to them. So if you're not using your votes, please do so, or become aware, educate yourself to know what they're doing. And, Monday was really hard on a lot of us, but we, have each other, and we're all joking around and have a good time and support each other. And that's important. And that's why we're here. That's why we're on a blockchain like Steemit, is, to be together and support each other. And, the second show we're talking about has to do with live entertainment, live poetry, live music, where it's not going to be recorded. And that's more than likely going to be right here on Steam It Ramble. And we're going to start off with sort of like a contest and ideas from everyone, and people with the best ideas, we're going to award them, through some way, SBI or Steam or something, but to put a name to it, because it's going to be sort of like a variety show, but a live variety show. And again, very relaxed, almost like we're all hanging out at a coffee shop together and just sharing ideas and letting the creativity flow. So, very relaxed and comfortable and cool. So that's pretty much what this post is about. It's just bringing forth some new ideas and sharing and being supportive of each other.
Okay, that is wonderful, and it's good to have another post that mentions the witnesses. And for those who were not in the Minnow Boot Camp server last week when they interviewed Sapphic and Underground, I think Engine and Eagle did a really good job in there. It's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing that continue. So thank you for sharing. I'd also like to answer a question that was put in the chat a minute ago. Somebody asked what UTC is. UTC stands for Universal Time Coordinated, or the way we usually say it here in the U.S., Coordinated Universal Time. It is not the same as GMT. In the winter time, it is. UTC and GMT observe the same clock. But in the summertime, GMT springs ahead and does daylight version of GMT, and then they're ahead of UTC by 1 hour. So UTC is an unchanging time that can be used in the world, to coordinate events. And in the wintertime, it's the same as GMT, but it's an hour different in the summertime. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, time is an imaginary concept. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here and participating today, for sharing your wonderful posts. I'm sorry we ran over. It may have been my fault for doing a little bit too much talking and asking too many questions for each post, but I think we had a really good time. And I want to remind everybody that in 5 hours from now, at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, which corresponds to 2300 UTC, we will be doing this again, having a second session. So, hope everyone will come back and share posts again. You can share the same post to a different crowd, or you can do a new post. It's up to you. So thank you all for joining us. And this has been the Kitty Girl filling in for Shadows Pub on Pimp Your Post Thursday. And as Shadows always likes to remind us, it's all about community. And goodbye, Wilma.
Bye, Wilma.
Hi, Betty.